Pause. My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise kites, then intent to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin on dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her eyes. What's the meaning of life? One subjected paradise, crystal chandeliers, motions reflected. Often mirrors appear, put grinning fears to fear. Craving the rain, killing the flame. Close to she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose.
Oh, boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. And that's what we do here on the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. And happy Friday to everybody out there. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know I am. And just getting ready to enjoy try to go hit some golf balls as soon as we get done here before I have to be at the gym to deal with little kids today and do my actual real job, not my fun job, which is what this is. So that being said, guess what tonight is? Tonight is a huge game for the Oklahoma City Thunder playing the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minnesota. The Thunder are 41-42. T-Wolves are 42-41. And remember, we were 40-42, and the Pelicans were 42-40, and we took them down. And I have to give high praise to the coach because he actually did play the players in the second half that he needed to play. I mean, we have 8, and we've discussed this many times. But the game tonight will be on ESPN at 8:30. Thank God we don't have to listen to Michael Cage tonight, so it's going to be fantastic. We'll actually get some breakdown of what's actually going on during the game and not a bunch of nonsense. So that I am extremely excited about, not having to listen to him, and because he's just the biggest homer, and there's no such thing to him and the other guy as a push shot. This is not the 50s and the 60s. There's no push shots. These are jump shots. They're floaters. They're teardrops. They're hook shots. That's jump hooks. That's what they are. So it's nice that we'll be able to listen to people who actually understand the game and know what shots are and what shots are not. So I'm excited about that. That being said, here are my keys to the game for the Thunder tonight. We have to get off to a good start every quarter. And remember, against the Pelicans, what are the Thunder? They lead the league at third quarter point differential in the third quarter. Josh and Jay and SGA just took over in the third quarter and just were magnificent, which is what we have come to believe will happen, that Josh Giddey will step up and get that A dog mentality. And what he does is just, they're just hard to beat. But Josh, it's not really his personality like you saw when the fight was about to happen. SJ just starts, he turns around and looks at Josh like, what are you doing? Oh, it's my boy. He got fired up. I can't believe it. He got mad. So that was exciting to see. Anyway, play good perimeter defense, which means you got to keep those guys in front because we know what the big man is going to do. He's going to shoot threes. Anthony Edwards is still hurt, so hopefully we can contain him. But I'm more worried about Mike Conley taking us off the bounce. So if we can contain that, get a hand up in the big cat's face, and do our best that we possibly can to maintain or to help out with Rudy Gobert. So if we can do that, we'll be fine. So that means we got to rebound by committee. We have to move without the basketball. I don't know if they'll do the same thing that the Pelicans did as far as double teaming SGA, taking the ball out of his hands, but Oklahoma City has now figured it out. When they do that, give the ball to Josh in the middle at the free throw line, and then let's go 4-on-3 and let Josh make the decision whether to attack, hit the cutters, or shoot a teardrop or a floater, depending on what Josh wants to do. And then play the right combinations of players. Do not play guys that are going to get the Thunder in trouble, but support the players. In other words, is what I'm saying. You can't, you have to go 8 deep. That's what you have to do. You have to be 8 deep. And we've talked about that before. That is your starters, which are SGA, Josh, J-Dub, Dort, and Jay Wilt. That's your 5. And then you come off the bench with Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, and Sarge, because Sarge has got to help you with that. And then if it's Rudy Gobert, you might have to use Sarr simply because of his height. But you can only play 8. You can't come in and play a bunch of guys. Lindy Waters needs to sit, just like Robinson Earl needs to sit, just like Jang needs to sit if you're trying to win. Now, that's the $1,000,000 question because to me, here's the Thunder's dilemma. And to me, this is what their dilemma is. To me, okay, let me see. Somebody's trying to add, okay, we're going to accept Estella Walton. Okay, we're going to accept her to our Skype. Somebody just wanted to be accepted to Skype, so I'm excited about her coming on and asking any questions that she may have. But anyway, the question for the dilemma the Thunder have is really simple. What are they going to do? Are they going to hold on a minute? The question is, what are the Thunder going to do? Are the Thunder going to basically play the players that they know going to get us in trouble, and then he's going to play the 6 and 7 that he need to play down the stretch, and they're going to pull us out and hopefully don't get too far behind because we know the fourth quarter we're ranked 20th in the NBA out of 30 teams as far as giving up points. You can't give up. You can't be that far down the road. So that's part of my issue with the Thunder. Who are you going to do? Are you going to be the staff and the ownership and the group that helps the Thunder? Because remember, if we win tonight, that means the Thunder get minimum of 2 home games, possibly 3. That's what that means if the Thunder win tonight. Okay, you get 2 home games minimum and possibly 3. That's what this means. That's how much is on the deal. Or do the Thunder do what they've done all year and hampered us because they want to get that last bite of the apple with the but anyway, or do they get the or what do they do? Do they go ahead and get the 13 or the last bite of the apple with the lottery, which is what they've basically done all year long? Because we should have, like I said, at least 6 to 7 more wins. I believe we should be the 4th or 5th seed. If you go by, and let's pull up the play-in right now so you can see what I'm saying, where the Thunder have a chance to be if they did what I don't know why the play-in tournament thing is there. But anyway, let me see. Do I have it here? What I did is I accidentally put that in the wrong place is what I did. Let me go back up here and I'll just go back to talking to you guys. But anyway, when you look at, and I'll pull it back up. It won't take me long just to pull it up. But anyway, my problem is that if the Thunder, my deal is this: the Thunder had a chance to really do something, and they chose to lose games to get one more bite at the apple. So that's why what confidence do I have that the Thunder are all of a sudden going to change that mentality and then go try to win? I don't have any confidence in them doing that. I believe that what the Thunder are going to do is they're going to try not to win this game. And if we do win the game, it's going to be in spite of the management and the coach, not because of. Because if everything they've done all year long, here, I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see exactly what I'm saying here. All year long, what the Thunder have done, NBA. Man, I like how I can do this. I appreciate my guys helping me get this done. Like, this has been amazing. So, okay, let's pull this back up so you guys can see what I'm saying here. I believe that the Thunder, okay, here's the play-in right here, guys. Okay, the Thunder, like I've said all along, he's cost us 6 to 7 wins. And, I could just go and name the Minnesota game, the Pelicans game, the Heat game, the Clippers game in the Clippers, Charlotte game. We lost, God, who else was it? Oh, we lost the Clippers earlier than we should have won, and we lost to the Lakers. And we lost to Utah. So right there, if you put, let's just say 6 games. So that puts the Thunder at 47 wins, or 40, it would have been 46 wins. So if you put the Thunder at 46 wins, okay, look where the Thunder at with 46 wins. The Nuggets are at 53. The Grizzlies are at 51. The Suns, the Kings are at 48. The Suns are at 45. I mean, think about that. Where would we be? Think about that for a minute. We would be in fourth place right now, getting ready to play 4 home games, and then we would probably be playing the Suns, which is not necessarily the best, but we can keep up with them at least. But that's what happened. So, what confidence do I have since they put us in that situation to make sure that we stayed in the play in, that we stayed in the play in? So, what confidence do I have that the Thunder are going to actually try to win this game? I think they did everything possible to win the Pelicans game, and the crowds went crazy, and Oklahoma City went fantastic. But they knew that winning that game meant nothing. It got a crowd excited, but it absolutely meant nothing. It's this game that matters. Because if you win this game, that's the game that costs you everything that you've done all year long. And remember what he said after the Charlotte game. They didn't care about the play-in. All they cared about was keeping their focus on what they were trying to do, get one more bite at the playoff apple. That's what their concern was. So if that being the case, how much confidence do I have in them that they're going to do everything like they did to beat the Pelicans? You play your best 8 at the end of the game. You make sure that your starters get what? And remember, all year long, what have I said? All year long, what have I said? Since you've been listening to me. I said this one single thing. Your starters should play a minimum of, like Jay Will should play a minimum of 28 minutes. But your starters should all play 30 minutes or close to that for Jay Will. Have Sarge come in and play some minutes to sub out Jay Will. But for the most part, he's got to be on the floor. So the 2 games that we've won, that we've had to win, he had Jalen Williams, J-Dub, or Jay Will, with 30 minutes, 28 to 30 minutes. Why? Because he understands what it is. They know who we got to play. You need to be playing Jay Williams, Jay Will. You need to play J Dub. You need to play SGA. You need to play Josh Giddey, and you need to play Lou Dort. All of them a minimum of 30-something minutes. Then you have to come in and Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe Aaron Wiggins probably needs to play more, like around 19. So him and Isaiah Joe should play about the same, which means Lindy Waters should be a DNP coach's decision, just like Robinson Earl, just like Jang, just like Man. Those guys should not be playing. And then Sarge needs to come in there and sub out Jay Will and give him some rest because we have to have that that 2-headed monster. Because what is that going to do? That's going to make you better. And then remember what he said. The reason why we're doing that is because we're stuck to our our philosophy and what our plan is to get our young guys better. Well, if your plan is to get your young guys better, why wouldn't Jay Will be playing as many minutes, averaging 30 minutes a game? If that's your plan, he's going to be your backup to Chet next year. So why would you not give him as much experience without Chet right now? So when Chet comes in, Chet's going to be the puppy. Chet's going to be one on the learning curve. Jay Will is already going to have a bunch of minutes under his hand, if that's your plan. But you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. That's why I don't believe anything you say, because you're full of it. I mean, you know what to do. Lenny Waters did not see the floor in the second half. Why? Because as soon as you put him in the game, they're going to attack him immediately. He can't defend. He can't get his shot off. Why are you having him in the game at all? Because remember what I've said many times, and this is not a knock against Lindy, okay? It's really not, because he's an OSU boy. And like I was telling Bella the other night on the show, I like Lindy. It's not about him as a person, but I want my team to win, and he is not going to help us win. I cannot say, and can you guys answer this one simple question? Here's the one question I got for you. Would you rather have Lindy Waters on the floor instead of SGA, Josh, J Dub, Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, and Dort? Because that's what they say. That's what the Thunder coaching staff say. They say they'd rather have him on the floor than one of those 6 guys. And there's no way you can tell me that you agree with that. If you know anything about basketball, there's no way you can agree with that. There's no way you can sit there and tell me you'd rather have him on the floor than them. No way. Now, Lindy, fantastic kid. But if you're trying to win, which the Thunder have showed you multiple times, the Detroit game, must win, played 7 guys the second half. Or just in the end of from 6 minutes of the third quarter, the whole fourth quarter, played 7 guys, his top 7. This game, he only played his top 8 in the second half. Why? They know what it takes to win the game. They're not dumb. It's that they choose to make it difficult to win. And they've done it all year long. Had they gone with this philosophy and seeing how excited the fans are and really pushed this young Thunder team to be everything they could be, we would be sitting at fourth or third right now easily about the number of wins. And I just told you the name of games that they have threw away. You know, the Clippers game. You take SG out with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Hadn't done it all year long. You're up two. They go on a 10-4 run, game over. We're playing against the Suns, and they're coming back. All of a sudden, we're up, and then you don't put SGA in the game. We're sitting there screaming, putting SGA in the game, screaming, putting SGA in the game. You put him in there instead of 10 minutes to go with 7 minutes to go. So for 3 minutes, you're just toiling. Nobody's scoring. The game's staying even. But what did you do against the Pelicans? 10 minutes to go, they go on a 7-2 run. What do you do? Boop. Let's go. Put SGA in. But what you didn't do, like I said on the After the Storm, after the game, dude, when you saw us not being able to score, you saw them go on that run. I'm sitting there screaming at the TV, timeout, timeout, timeout. Everybody in the patio at Cat's Tavern is looking at me like, what? I go, he needs to call timeout. They're making a run. They come back down, score again, then he calls timeout. Now it's 98-96. And he was trying to put SGA in the game. So he saw the run coming, but instead of calling timeout and getting SGA in the game, he let it go out, and then they scored again, and now all of a sudden the crowd's into it. They got to dunk. What? Yeah, now too late now, bro. Call the timeout. Get SGA in there. So you're going to see tonight whether the Thunder are trying to stick to their plan. That is to make sure they get the lottery. Because if they don't stick to their plan, then what you've done all year long is you've wasted away a team that had a really chance to do something and could be high up. And we could be hosting the first two games, which means that we can get a minimum of 3 home games, if not 4. But you threw that away by trying to do this all year long on the slide. Got busted. Now you're trying to figure out how to change it up. So tonight we will see whether the Thunder are trying to get a draft pick or are they trying to win for you, the fans. And you'll be able to see that. And I'm telling you right now, this is what you're going to look for. If they have Lindy Waters playing a bunch of minutes, if he's playing at all, he's playing a bunch of minutes, you're going to know the Thunder are not trying to win. Because you know we got clear data of when the Thunder trying to win, who they play and who they don't. When they're trying to win. You saw against when the other night we were playing, Lindy Waters didn't get off the bench. Why? They're trying to win. It's not, and there's nothing wrong with the kid, but he's an example, and I keep using it, but he's an example. Jang, they don't play him anymore. I said the same thing with Jang. Dude, he's going to be a good player possibly one day, but he's not ready right now. Lindy Waters is not ready right now. Jeremiah Robinson Earl is not ready right now. Trey Mann has not been in the lineup. He messes up, and you got to keep Isaiah Joe in there, especially for defensively. So you know who you got to go with. You got 8. This is the playoffs. Do you want to win or do you not? And we shall see what the Thunder do tonight. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. So that being said, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic. I want to thank those guys because, man, you guys did a fantastic job of keeping me up and running. Now I can go in and I can change stuff around on my deal, but what I really need to do is get my Stream Deck done. So I need to go in and just take time off to drop it off. They say, hey, Matt, just come in. But, I got to take the time in order to do that. Maybe I'll do that Monday so that I can get done for the playoffs and stuff this weekend because we got baseball coming up and USFL, and a bunch of other stuff. So I can always use them for that. So I'll have to call Russell and get those. But if you have any needs for any computers or any software written to make your office run smoother or any website design, they can do that. SRB and my guy Mark Long for the engineering, surveying, or planning. Want to wish my boy congratulations on their big, huge contract and purchases that they've done there at SRB. They're a fantastic organization for that. So hit those guys up if you have any needs for those. Oak Grove Trucking, I'm wearing my boy Jose Fierro's hat tonight and or today on the show. If you have any needs for any dirt or rocks to be moved on a construction or road work, he is the man. Greg and Max Nafee of Nafco, what they're doing, they always support me in everything that I do, and I appreciate those guys and everything that they do for me. Last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. And then also the thing that I love about them is they're also our sponsors for, excuse me, us going out and doing our live stream to support Black women and minority-owned businesses. For Black and minority-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area, and we appreciate them for us going out. Like we were at Cats last night. We were at Cutting Up. We normally at Cutting Up. We'll be there tomorrow. I think I'm going to do the show from there tomorrow so we can get a feel for that after I get done with working tomorrow. So that's my plan, is to go and do a show there at Cutting Up tomorrow. But anyway, you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go in and see the main bank, because, they are a personal bank. They want to come in and have you come in and meet them. So go into the main bank and see Joe Horn or Nathan Taylor and Carson Wright over there at the main bank, 401 Elm. They're in downtown Yukon. Also, YNB East on Yukon Parkway, which is 66 in the Yukon Parkway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. Love the city of Mustang, even more and more. I was there last night, as a matter of fact. YNB Parkway on Garth Brooks Boulevard and I-40, just right there in front of the hospital. You cannot miss it. And then YNB Peoples, which is the bank I always go to. Go in and see my boy, Eddie, there at 6201 Northwest 23rd, which, of course, is between Rockwell and MacArthur. So anyway, excited about that. Now, in NBA news, the Mavericks were fined $750,000 for violating the NBA player resting policy. And like I'm saying, the Thunder, to me, and the Mavericks are doing basically the same thing, except the Thunder did a better job of hiding what they did. The Mavericks just flat out, blatantly, didn't try to hide it. Said, we are not going to give Porzingis' pick that we gave up for him. We're not giving them the unprotected pick. Unprotected pick. Because what happened is, this is why the Mavericks did what they did. The Mavericks, if they made the play-in, the Mavericks were not going to be a 10th seed. Their 10th seed is protected by their 10th round pick, and cheaper or less are protected by their trade. If they finished and made the play-in, that means they would have not been the 10th overall pick, which meant that pick, 11, 12, 13, whatever it was, would have gone in the trade. So that's why they did what they did. And I can't say that I blame them. I think it was to the Knicks, as a matter of fact, for Porzingis. So I understand why they did what they did. It was definitely overt, but had Kyrie not gone off and scored 19 in the fourth quarter of that one game, then they would not have been in that situation in the first place. So I understand why they did what they did. It's like the Thunder. They want one more bite at the apple. So what did they do? They cost us games here, cost us game there. But between SGA Josh and then the development of J-Dub, along with Dort doing what Dort does, and then Jay Will emerging, the Thunder were winning games in spite of the coaches, in spite of what they were trying to do. And SGA, and I do believe this, had SGA not got hurt in Portland, I don't think no matter what they'd done, we would have not lost to Charlotte. We would have beat Charlotte, okay, if SGA hadn't got hurt. But relying on everybody to do everything, and remember, J-Dub went 1 for 2 with a chance to tie the game at the end, and Josh went 1 for 2 with a chance to tie the game at the end. We ended up losing. So they both make free throws. It may have been a different outcome for the Thunder in that game, but because of the outcry of the fans pissed off, they ended up telling you what they had been trying to do all year long, and that was not try to win. And poor Poku, I felt bad because he hadn't played since. The fans booed him when he went in the game, in the Detroit game, and I felt sorry for him. But fans were letting him know, look, we're trying to win. That crap that you're pulling, we don't want no part of that. So the Thunder, like I said, we shall see if they're doing what the Mavericks overtly did, but doing it slyly by giving the impression of trying to win, but not really doing it because they're putting their players in position to fail. And then the top 6 at the last 6 minutes or 7 minutes of the game have to fight tooth and nail in order to try to win the ball game, which is what they've done all year in spite of what the coaches have done. And they will make decisions and make player changes at the end of the game to make a difference. So that being said, Westbrook said there's no beef with KD. Together, those guys won 62% of their wins. Just think about this. Oklahoma City won 62% of the games that those guys are playing in. 60%. That's crazy. And then with Westbrook, without KD, he only wins about 50% of his games. KD without Westbrook, he wins more without Westbrook than with Westbrook. So my decision or my thought, my process all along with Oklahoma City has been, and for all you Westbrook lovers, my thing has always been one deal. You chose Westbrook over Kevin Durant, which was the single most bonehead decision Oklahoma City could have ever made. Now, the second biggest one is that you didn't pay James Harden. I do understand it because the three guys you had to make a decision with the dynamics of it, and plus they were shifting towards Russell being the main focus all along. That's what they were doing. And with Harden there, Russell was not going to be the main focus. And remember, Russell was Oklahoma City's actual first pick. KD was he was the first. KD was Oklahoma City management or Oklahoma City ownership's first pick, but the actual first pick for the Thunder was Westbrook. So that's who they went with, and that was the single greatest bonehead mistake Oklahoma City could have ever made by picking that guy. And you can't say you did because you did. I sat there and watched that game, and rest in peace, Curtis Blankenship. We were all sitting right there, and we watched Westbrook come out of the game. Almost hit Maurice Cheeks, comes over, bends over in front of him. Almost hits Maurice Cheeks with the clipboard. Gets up, walks out on his team, and walks to the locker room. And we're all sitting there like, wow, did you just walk out on your teammates? Did you just walk out on them? And then we're up 20, and then all of a sudden we're up 7 in the fourth quarter, 8 or whatever it was. We see Maurice Cheeks get up, walk to the locker room, here comes Westbrook. And KD and Ibaka's face, they looked at each other like, what? He just walked out on us and then you're going to go get him? No, what you do is you fine him for walking out to the locker room and leaving his teammates, walking off the bench. You fine him for that. Then you sit him the next game and you fine him for that. And then you teach Westbrook a lesson at that point. But instead what they taught Westbrook is, this is my team. They can't win without me. I can do whatever I want. It cost you Kevin Durant. It cost you Ibaka. It cost you everybody trying to come to Oklahoma City. It cost you the cancer that ran off everybody. You ran off Sabonis. You ran off Green. You ran off, Reggie Jackson. On and on and on. The players that he ran off who were killing in the NBA simply because you chose Westbrook over Kevin Durant. And just think, that stat I just showed you. If you don't make that, and you get rid of Russell, and you pick Kevin Durant, you win 70% of your games instead of 60% of your games. That's facts. Those are numbers. They don't change. So that is what it is. Now, this week or next week, actually Monday, is the OSU golf alumni, the Oklahoma City Metro OSU Alumni Chapters golf tournament. Man, that's a mouthful. Can they say that differently? OSU alumni at the Oklahoma City Metro. I don't know, whatever. That doesn't sound right. That come off my tongue easy. The OKC Metro OSU Alumni Chapter. I don't know. This doesn't sound right for me. But anyway, are having their golf tournament this Monday at the Oak Tree Golf and Country Club Monday morning. Teams are $675. I don't know. I should have called and asked them. I should have had Kelly and them on and asked them what's going on with that. Registration is $195 a person, $675 for a team. So I should have called them and asked them about that in the very beginning, but I didn't. And what's up, B? How you doing? That's my guy.
What's going on, Matty? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Too bad you can't do a line change because Drew ain't here.
Yep, no line change today.
But anyway, I was talking about the OSU golf tournament and what's going on with that.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be fun. It should be nice outside. So, an Oak Tree is just an absolute fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful day.
Yep. And then for the kids' golf tournament, a week from today, Friday the 21st is the 405 Boys King of the Greens. Now, it's only $500 for a foursome or $150 a team. And here's all the information on who to contact. I know they needed a couple of more teams. So please, by all means, go ahead and do that. And it supports kids and all you golfers. And it's on a Friday. And let's face it, Fridays are pretty – if you're going to take a day off, Fridays is usually the day that you can get away with taking a day off.
And it's prime weather here for the next month or so.
It should be really, really nice for some golf. And the tee off is in the morning, and it's Lincoln East, which is not necessarily one of my favorite places, but still, it's a great place to play. So what's up, B? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing well, just hanging in there. Got a little bit of a fantasy draft with the hockey pool here in a couple hours, but other than that, just hanging out.
Okay, yeah, I'm sitting there trying to figure out
Been
tonight.
prepping for that all day.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether to do the show at Cats tonight. I thought it was a big. I want to do it at Cats because we won, and I'm one of those.
Me too.
I am a
No,
superstitious.
I do the same thing. I put my equipment on the same way every way. I have to sit by the same person in the locker room. I mean, I'm the same way.
It's
I
weird.
shower before the game. I have to come out at the same time. I have to. Oh yeah, I'm
Dude,
big on all that.
have you ever put your socks and stuff on and went, okay, this doesn't feel right. Let me redo it. I've had to do that before.
Been like no, like last game I put it on the left first, and I've had to take them off, take everything off, and redo the entire thing. Oh yeah, and it's a little bit different than basketball, but we got a bunch of equipment. Sometimes you'll be about I might even be up to my elbow pads, about to just put my jersey on. I might be like, I just put the left one on. Got to undress all the way completely, and I'll take all the tape off. I'll take everything off. Get completely undressed. I'll redo it again. Yeah, superstitious. I mean, I'm huge on that, and I mean, even the car rides, even like what I eat, even I mean, what underwear I'm wearing. I mean, everything, man.
Yep. Because it's so funny. I was my wife, I ended up marrying her. I was dating in Oklahoma State at the time. She brought me. She had got my stuff because always you get all your stuff before you in the locker room. When you get there, everything's already done. But I was going to wear this shirt. I was like, well, every time we play this team, I do great. And here's the stuff I'm wearing. Well, she had did my laundry there at the sorority house. Well, bro, she brings me the wrong socks.
Nope.
I'm like, what are you doing? You brought me the wrong socks. What are you doing? And she goes, what? It doesn't matter socks. I said, no, you didn't take the right socks to wash. So what she ended up doing is she didn't. I guess one of the socks that fell out. And so she just grabbed, when she came in my room, my house, she just grabbed it. She just didn't see it.
Didn't even. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I'd eat pasta for, like every single Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 8 weeks in a row while I'm winning these championships. I mean, you get so tired of it, but you're like, okay. Like I know, I hear stories of some of the guys like in the NHL. Like I know Sidney Crosby has the same jock that he's had since he was in like 8th grade or something like that. And it can fit like 2 or 3 people in it because how just like how like worn out it is, but he just tapes it up and just keeps using the same one. He's just one of those, like, I know he played like different songs, like it has to go in the same order. And like he'll say the same, it'll be the same song order, and he'll tell whoever's like running the aux cord in the locker room, and then he'll like say the same thing at the same time. Like he'll like on the second song, he'll go over to the same guy and be like, "Oh, I love this song. It's good," and he'll do it like 3 weeks in a row if they don't lose. Like he's a weirdo. Like just one of those things, man. I'm super I'm bad on that stuff.
Yeah, I am too, bro. It's just one of those things.
That socks is funny. That's the same thing.
Yeah, socks, man. There. It's. I've been there. I was so mad at her, and I had a horrible game. I think it ended up, because I was at that time I was leading candidate for the Big 8 Player of the Year. At that time, I had a horrible game. Only had like 14 points. Was 3 for 11 or something stupid from the field. Yeah, it was terrible. Terrible. I was so mad at her. I was mad at her. I didn't speak to her. Didn't see her that night after the game. We still won, but I was so pissed off. It's like, what is wrong with you? The only thing I ask you to do is this. What is wrong with you? I know
drop the sock.
It's probably a little harsh for people. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, Ben, I don't think so.
It is what it is.
I don't think so.
So, but anyway, hey, if you got a question, guys, hey, by all means, you can text us at 405-551-8300. By all means, ask. And I just had a lady hit me up on Skype. I'm trying to do you have time to talk to me? No, I'm doing. Do you have a question for the show? If you don't, no, I'm busy right now. I mean, but if you guys have a question, please contact us at 405-551-8300. Then also tonight on After the Storm, if you have a question for that, by all means, hit us up and we have some stuff. Now, I was sitting there looking at hockey last night. I was watching hockey last night simply because it was on. On the back.
Yeah, it was on every TV.
I noticed that. I noticed
if you walked inside, every single TV, hockey.
I noticed that when I was coming in and getting a beer.
It was awesome.
Yeah, but in games today, you have the Sabres and the Blue Jackets, which
That's who cares.
I mean, and then you have the Avalanche and the Predators. Now, what is
Yeah.
on the line for this game?
So it's massive because I mean, you either play the Wild or you play the Jets if you're the Avalanche. So
Right.
you're going to play all your stars tonight. I would say that it's not going to be. I mean, the Jets are going to try to win too, just because pride. That's just kind of how hockey is. They don't sit guys very often. It's very rare if they do. If they are, they're over 35 or something like that. But the Avs need a win. They're gonna. They came out with the news yesterday. Their captain Gabriel Landeskog, he's gonna be out for the playoffs indefinitely. Hurt. I think he broke bone in his leg last playoffs. He's been out ever since, and they even won the cup last year. But it's a huge blow to the team just knowing that he's going to be gone. I mean, he's an absolute monster. He scores, he fights, he blocks shots, he does whatever it takes to win. That's a big loss to the team. But I don't know. I would say that the Avalanche, they just need this win if they're going to try and not. I mean, you want to play
Knock
the
your
Jets,
stars
not the
out.
Wild.
Yeah, and that's the thing with
It'll beat the
stars.
Stars out on their whole deal. Your Stars. So if you're the Avalanche, you need a win here tonight.
Yeah, because speaking of my stars, they won last night, but the
They
Rangers
did.
lost to the Leafs, and I was watching that game last night. That was a good game.
Yeah, it was a big physical game. Lots of filthy plays, actually. Good goaltending. That's why the score is a little bit low. It should have been 7-6 or something, but it was a great game to watch. I mean, the Rangers are starting to put it together with all their new pieces they got. They got at the trade deadline, all that stuff. So everything's looking good for them. And the Leafs, they're just trying to put on a show.
Yep. Then you have the Penguins and the Blue Jackets in OT. The Blue Jackets took 3-2.
Yeah, I mean the Pens are dead. They were out last week, but it's just sad to see them go out. Just sitting ducks.
Well,
it's
that's
so
who you
bad.
wanted your Bruins to play, right? You wanted to play the Penguins,
I
didn't you?
wanted them to play the Pens because they have terrible goaltending. You could see it every game. If you watch the last couple of games, you can see why they didn't make the playoffs. They had every chance to. The Panthers just went on that run. They went I believe it was 7-0-1 in their last 8 games, and the Panthers and the Penguins went. I think it was 2-5. So I mean, they had it. It was right in front of them. They had every opportunity to take it. But they shit the bed.
Yeah, they didn't.
For lack of better words.
Yeah,
for lack of better words.
The Devils and the Capitals 5-4. The Devils took care of the Capitals in OT.
Yeah, this was actually pretty cool. I was telling you about the Hughes brothers last night at the bar, but little brother Luke Hughes scored the overtime winner. His brother Jack Hughes set the record for the Devils this year. I believe he has 99. I think he had 2 assists last night. 2 apples last night. So, yep. So they, but yeah, it was pretty cool that little brother.
Did you call assist apples? Is that what you called them? You called assist apples?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I never heard that before.
And then then goals Geno's, something like that.
Well, let's not talk about Geno's. I don't want to hear about no damn Geno's pizza because I got to hear you and Drew talk about that the whole year next year in the NFL. So let's just let that go. Your Bruins took care of business over the Canadiens 5-4.
Yeah, just setting that record a little bit higher. They got another win on that, and then another 2 points. So it's going to be tough to beat.
The Canes, Drew's Canes took care of the Panthers 6-4.
Huge win for the Canes. I mean, they almost gave up first place, but now that they won this, they solidified their first place. So they get to play the Kraken instead of having to go battle it out with the Rangers.
Yep. And then the Senators lost to the Sabres 4-3 in OT.
Yeah, that was didn't really matter. Just kind of one of those ones.
You're cracking me up. Lightning 1-0 over the Red Wings.
Yeah, it was a get back game for the Bolts, so that was a good win, good demanding win. The Wings, as they're they were probably just licking their chops, seeing that the Wings were going to be their last team of the season. So it was a good get back game. Everybody's on the same page now.
Yeah, and then of course the Jets lost to the Avalanche, which the Jets need to get that W.
Yeah, they sure did. A loss would have taken the Avs out of first place, but I mean, it was a hard fought game. Those two teams are big; they're mean. I mean, it was a good game to watch. They battled.
Who do you like tonight?
Tonight, if I'm going with I would honestly say that. Let's see. If I'm thinking tonight, I got to go with the Avs tonight. I think I'd got to take them puck line, and then if I'm going Sabres Blue Jackets, I'm taking Sabres puck line.
No. I meant the Avalanche because the Jets played it. Because the Avalanche, the whole thing is they're 1 point behind my Stars. So
Yep.
if
I think
they
the Avalanche are going to win.
So if they lose, they probably will. But if they lose, my Stars are in. If they lose in the shootout or overtime and they tie, who has the tiebreaker? Do you know?
The tiebreaker would just, so if they go into overtime and lose, then it would be tiebreaker, and it would be I believe it's goal differential, if I'm not mistaken.
So we
would
don't
be
know
the first one.
Right. So we don't know if it'd be the Stars or the Avalanche.
Stars would win that for sure.
Then they go head to head first.
Yeah, but they're even.
Oh, okay, they split. Okay, yeah. Then it would.
So then next it would go to goal differential, and Stars got a 14 goal lead on that. So there's no way they're gonna.
Stars, yeah. So they've got to win. It's a must.
So yeah, the Avalanche have to win. If they don't win, they're if they lose in overtime, it'll be a sticky situation, but it'll go straight to the Stars.
Neither one of them really want the Wild, but it is what it is. You got to play who you got to play.
You want to play the Jets, but I mean, Hallebuck in net for the Jets is also a scary situation.
Agreed.
But that's another story.
Then of course the Wild lost last night to the Predators, and I don't know how much the Wild were actually trying to win, but they lost last night.
Yeah, it didn't matter much. Didn't matter much.
And then Drew's Blues lost to my Stars 1-0. Otter fantastic in the net last night.
Shutout, man. He won that game alone last night. He's like, you guys only scored one goal. He's like, I'm sitting over here rolling on my head, like stopping everything. Yeah, but so that was good. That was a good one for the Stars.
Yep. Then of course the Flyers won in OT. I have it against the Stars, but they did not play the Stars last. The Stars did not.
Yeah, it's a who cares on that one.
Yeah. Sharks and Oilers. McDavid did what he needed to do last night. I think he had another goal, didn't he?
He had 2 points. So it really didn't matter on this one. So he did well again. It didn't really matter, but I mean, all the Stars played, which I do appreciate in hockey. Like all the big wheels keep going, even if it's you don't need to. Let's see. I was going to say McDavid. I think he set the record last night for he had 5 10-game point streaks, and I think Gretzky had 4, and I believe that McJesus over there with 5. So I think he set a record last night, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, that is nice, bro.
5 10-game point streaks. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then the Kings and the Ducks 5-3.
Yep, sitting Ducks, another give back game. So good for the Kings.
Yeah, and then you got the Canucks and the Coyotes.
Yeah, that was kind of a who cares, but I figured the Canucks would win that one, so they took care of business.
Yeah, and then of course the G Knights taking care of the Kraken to close it out.
Yeah, the Knights and the Kraken. I mean, you gotta love that. Like the two teams that just newest additions to the NHL. Battling it out the last game of the year. I think they're going to be a first round matchup. So both teams just had backup tenders in that one, but other than that, they went full bore. It was good. It was a good night.
Yeah, we got a question, Ben. Somebody actually put it on the Facebook page instead of using Skype to Skype me. Yep. Kevin Morris asked 2 questions. Is Minnesota or New Orleans better on the 3? I fear New Orleans more than I do Minnesota as far as 3-point shooting. And as our 3D concerns me, yes, I agree with that. But they've got the big cat and they've got Mike Conley, and I talked about that tonight, that we had to worry about. I don't know how bad we got to worry about Anthony Edwards because his shoulder's still messed up. But, the big cat and
Mike Conley's a beast.
Yeah, and we got to worry about them on the perimeter, which I already talked about that earlier. And who is the harder?
I don't know if we don't have good wing defense on the 3, like on the perimeter out there. So they're gonna really test us, and because we like to let people shoot, and that's not going to be good on this team.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I think they're going to come out. They're going to come out firing, and I think it's going to be.
But they were hot. But they were hot. They were hot against the Lakers, so I don't know if they're going to come back out and do the same thing.
Man, they're hot all the time.
And then let me see, who is the harder matchup? And we had issues with Valanciunas badly, and I'm sure Cat will give us issues as well. And then it says talking about unless they trade Jay Will next year, which they're not going to trade Jay Will. That's your backup to Chet. But to answer your question,
I hope not.
Yeah, to break the game down even further, to me, it's really simple. Is that defensively, Kevin, the Thunder, like he just said, we're really not that great as far as defensively. Here are the numbers. I just pulled up the stats, Ben. You can look at it on your phone if you got it.
Yep.
Here are the stats. Defensively, 3-point percentage, as Ben said, we give up 35.8%, which is 15th. in the NBA, which is right in the middle as far as giving up our opponent's scoring. But the fourth quarter is what kills us. Is we're 22nd in the fourth quarter.
Ugh.
22nd because of the lineups that he starts at the beginning of the game. Now against
we got the ponies in the stable. We don't got them running.
But what he did is he stuck SGA in there with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter against the Pelicans because he was doing what? Trying to win. So he knows what to do. It just doesn't do it. And then
it's a beautiful thing.
Yep. And then you can look at field goal percentage. We're ranked 17th, but we're 24th as far as out of 30 teams, as far as us in field goal percentage. And then we're 17th as far as giving up.
And I don't think it's lack of them trying. I just don't think they're in the right position.
Yep. And then
it's just all about defensive awareness, being in the right spot at the right time, and I think our guys just are.
Yep, and Kevin. That's kind of answer your question. What Ben was saying is that our perimeter defense, which is I said one of the keys for tonight, is taking care of not letting Mike Conley do whatever the hell he wants by driving and drawing and getting people out of position and then kicking up, giving up wide open threes, which is what not a knock against Jang, Jeremiah Robinson, Earl, Lindy Waters, and those guys. When they're on the court, they get attacked. Well, when you get attacked and then you got a help side, they make the first pass rotation, that second pass, that guy's wide open. You can't make that jump to catch that second pass on the perimeter. That's why the Thunder give up so many deals because you can't guard in the perimeter. You cut the guy off, that puts everybody in harm's way. So that's why you can't play those guys because they can't defend on the perimeter.
Yeah, I think they just collapse a little too hard on that. Whenever a guy comes in, they collapse and they look for a trap. And then whenever the trap doesn't work, then they kick it right out.
That's exactly what you do. It's the 3 Ds. You drive, you draw, and you dish. That's what you do. You drive to the basket, you draw the defender, and then you make the dish, which is the pass. So that's the 3 Ds. That's what you do. So that's the worry for me about the Thunder. The Pelicans, what worried me about the Pelicans more than Minnesota is the Pelicans are more athletic. They had more guys to throw at us who are way more athletic and quicker than we were. That's what worried me about them. Minnesota, you've got the big man inside, which is like Valanciunas, but Valanciunas is more skilled than Gobert.
He's going to dominate the boards.
Yeah, he's more skilled.
We got to make sure we attack those boards.
And like I was telling Austin last night, he was trying to argue with me being on the patio with Cats.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, listen, let me explain to you. We're 1-2 against Minnesota. And we should be 2-1 against Minnesota. So they don't scare me as much as the Pelicans do. Yeah, we should be 2-1, but the coach cost us the game early in the year. And you can go back and watch after the storm and the day after when we did the Unpopular Hour. I talked about it. I go, dude, you cost us a game. This is a game could come back and haunt you. And we win that game.
Look what happened.
If you win that game, you see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, that's a win. 100%. And all of a sudden, we're tied with Minnesota. But guess what? They're playing in Oklahoma City instead of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Because we'd have the tiebreaker. Because we would have had the tiebreaker. But once again, at that point, the Thunder were trying to lose. But do I think we're going to trade Jay Will? I don't think we're going to trade Jay Will. Do you?
Better not.
I don't think they'll do that because my thing is this.
I'd lose a little bit of hope in the team if they did that. I think that'd be a poor decision.
I think you're set. You've got SGA, Josh,
draft picks. We got a bright future.
Dude, did you see how many draft picks we've got?
I think we got
like 13.
12, 15
we have
picks
13.
Like
we have 13 first round picks.
Yeah. So just build on that. Let those players come in, develop.
I forgot to put this
early. Sign everybody now.
Like this, man.
Here are our big 3.
Here are our
Sign
draft
those
picks.
3 right now.
Here are our draft picks over the next 5 years. Here are our draft picks.
That's insane.
We have, and I'll do this on Monday. I'll put this up again Monday. But this year we have our own, which is why they're caught in the dilemma tonight. They're in a dilemma tonight.
It's not a dilemma.
Yes, it is. There's a dilemma because if you try to win and you get into the playoffs, you're not in the lottery.
I get that, but
all year long, you've been pushing this narrative to have one more bite at the apple.
I get it.
Okay,
I get it.
So that's what you've been doing all year long. So do you go against that, and then all of a sudden you're going to try to win because the fans want that? Now I think you should. We deserve it.
I think so too.
2024, Ben.
Be good for the city too.
Yeah, but 2024, we have our own pick. We have the Clippers pick, we have Houston's pick, and we have Utah's pick. next year. So we have 4 first-round picks next year.
So probably 2 mid to late rounders.
Yeah, because
the
Clippers are going to win.
Early.
Well, it depends on who the Houston gets.
Yeah.
But it depends on what they do. But they'll probably be, it's probably a protected pick, I'm sure. So, if they're in the top,
top
whatever,
5
10,
or 10 or something like
it's
that,
probably protected. But anyway, I think they'll be, if they get who they want, Wembanyama, if they get him, depending on who their coach is, depending on what they do, they should be pretty well. We're not going to get Utah. They're going to be up. They're not going to be picking close. So, and we're not going to be picking. So I don't know how we're going to probably be mid-rounds next year. In 2025, we have our own pick, plus Miami's pick, plus Philadelphia's pick. So I think we're going to be rolling.
Those are all first rounders?
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
But we're going to be rolling. They're not going to be, we're not going to have any lottery picks. When you look at us, Philly, and Miami in 2 years, we're not going to be drafting.
No lottery picks. We're still, first rounders are first rounders.
Agreed. Then the next year, we have 3 again. We have our own. We have the Clippers, which that might be a good one.
Yeah, George will be out of there by then, you think?
And then Houston. Okay.
Houston also, they still might be a stinker.
Still might be a stinker.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Still might be
next year, they may be a stinker. We don't know. And then 2027, we have our own plus the Nuggets.
Love that.
That's a lot of picks, man.
Yep. And, I love having the picks, but I also do like having players.
Yeah, that's 13 picks in the next 5 years.
And we got tons of cap room from what I saw last.
Yeah, the whole thing is this. This is what's going to happen.
This
is what's going to happen with the Thunder. Ben, you've got SGA. This is the first year of his contract.
Awesome.
Next year, you've got to sign Josh. So that following year,
his contract. Sign him this offseason.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you're going to have to sign him. So then that next year, his contract will be kicking in, which will be the 3rd year of SGA's. You've already paid Dort, so Dort will be coming up, and he's expendable. So you can do whatever. But then you still have J-Dub and J. Will and Chet all under contract, so they're no rookie deals. So you don't have to worry about them. So 2025 or 2026 is what you got to worry about, because now you got to re-sign SGA. You got Josh rolling, so both of them you're going to have already paid. You got to pay J-Dub. So those 3 are going to get paid. And then we'll see what happens with Chet. And then we'll see what happens.
Says we should have $30 million next year to spend.
Which is enough.
That's quite
because
money.
we don't have anybody to pay next year. We got a rookie contract to pay. Another 2 more rookies, 3 more rookies. That's $6 8 million.
We see like
we have
a
plenty
wing
of
defender, kind of 3-point shooter. Like JJ Redick kind of stuff.
But yes, but this is the deal.
That.
But Ben, this is the deal. Right now, this is what you have. You have SGA, Josh, J-Dub, J. Will, and Dort as your starting 5. Or excuse me, Chet as your starting 5.
And Chet.
Chet as your starting 5. Then you have Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, and J. Will. That's your 8. Then you have your first-round pick this year. Okay, that's 9. That's 9. Unless you go for some.
Hopefully.
So unless you go for some, future whatever, you throw the pick away.
Get some European that can just rip the 3.
Right. Well, the European players can't play.
Got some fundamentals.
European players, they got fundamentals they can't play with because they're not used to the. Give me a European player that came over here and played. Give me a European player that came over here and played. So that's what I
play defense.
That's what I was. Give me somebody that can play over here. Give me a college guy who's used to the speed and the athleticism. Okay, because you drafted Poku, not used to the speed or the athleticism. James, not used to speed.
That was a poor decision, I think.
But not used to speed or athleticism. Josh, Josh, not used to what? The speed and athleticism. He's getting there, but he ain't there yet. You see what I'm saying? So European players.
We're playing basketball.
Yeah, but European players have one thing in common, or a couple things. One, they're not used to the speed and the athleticism of NBA basketball. So it takes them a while to adjust. They got the fundamentals, but you got to be able to defend. And in order for the Thunder to be successful,
they kind of just hang out.
In order for the Thunder to be successful, you're going to have to upgrade on the defensive side of the basketball. That's what you're going to have to do. So we shall see.
The Mavs did get fined, didn't they?
Mavs, 750. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Talked about that. Crazy. I said, they got 750 because unlike the Thunder, they just basically, the whole thing is had Kyrie not had 19 in the fourth quarter and not did what they did, then it would have been irrelevant. You see what I'm saying? Because then they would have automatically been out of the playoff because Oklahoma City would have has a tiebreaker. So they would automatically been out. But because they won,
I thought that's
he
crazy.
had no choice but to do what he did, because that gives them the opportunity to go one up over the Thunder if the Thunder were going to lose to Memphis. You see what I'm saying? If Thunder would have lost that game, so that's why Mavericks didn't take a chance on it at all. They go, I'd rather pay a $750,000 fine or $1 million fine, whatever. He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He don't care. Keep my 10th pick.
Yeah.
I don't care if you charge me $1 million. I'm keeping my 10th pick. So that's what they did. So
speaking of fines and stuff, the Penguins, they fired their president of hockey operations, their GM, their assistant GM, all for missing the playoffs.
Wow.
And then the Ducks obviously fired their coach. I mean, they stunk.
So they just fired everybody. Just said, hell with it. Y'all all gone, huh?
Oh, and they're all big names too, to be honest. Brian Burke, who's he's very well known in the hockey world. And Ron Hextall, he was the GM. And I didn't know the name of the assistant GM, but the other two guys, I mean, they're very well known in the hockey world. And so it was pretty big firings there. But then obviously the Ducks, everybody knew that was going to come.
Yeah, everybody knew that was going to come, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now, for our guy, Drew Hinton, since he's not here, he's in Mexico. So he's got the Lakers. He's got the Lakers +4, which I think that's pretty good bet, the Lakers +4. So
yeah, I like that.
I like that pick. I think the Lakers
are
going to win it
up.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are going to win outright, but that's just me. Bulls +5.5, which I don't know how. I mean, Bulls. I don't know if they can do what they did. I don't know if Zach LaVine can come back and score.
That's going to be
36.
tough.
It's kind of like I don't know if Josh Giddey can repeat and score 31. We know SGA is going to get 32, but I don't know if Josh and Dort can play the way that they played.
He'll be tough to reach 20 tonight.
So I don't know if he'll be able to come back. So that's why I don't know if how good a deal that is, simply because I think that Miami, even though they do have a tough way to score, I think it's going to be hard for them to lose back-to-back games to get into the playoffs. The T-Wolves -5. I'm all about that. I think I would take the Thunder. That's just me. The +5 instead of taking the T-Wolves. I think the game is going to be closer than that. I think the Thunder have a chance to win, but
I really hope so.
I think Drew thinks the Thunder are going to do what the Thunder is going to do and try to get that one more bite at the apple. That's what I think Drew's picking the T-Wolves, because he doesn't think the Thunder are actually going to try to actually win. Then he's taking the over 227.5, which I think is good. I think both teams are going to score more than 227.5 points. Then, of course, he's got the Bulls and the Heat over 208, which is not a lot of points.
That's not a lot.
Neither one of those teams score a lot. Then, of course, baseball, and I'll say it for Drew, it's going to make me throw up here.
Chop, chop.
He's taking the money line in his Braves, -142. He's taking the over for the Mets and the Athletics, over 8. The Rangers and the Stros over 8.5. Dude, we got to go to Minute Maid. That's such a beautiful place to watch.
Oh, no,
it's baseball
gorgeous.
Game there in Houston. Love that place. I need to take Little G to a game. I don't know how much he'd actually like it. I mean,
shoot, I saw some games in an hour and 57 minutes the other day.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
So that's good. I mean, the clock's helping. I think that's gonna help. That's gonna help kids be excited.
More interested.
You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah, more interested. The Phillies and the Reds are over 9.5. Now, the good thing was getting ready to happen this weekend. They say real football starts, so I'm not sure what that really means, Ben. Are they saying that the NFL is not real football? Is that what they're saying?
The voluntary workout started, I think, just the other day in the NFL. But the real football, the USFL, the real one, about to start.
I think that was a dig at whatchamacallit, don't you think? I think that was a dig at the XFL.
Oh, yeah. I think are they not in the same, are they not owned by the same people, or?
No, well, they have different teams, different things. And remember.
Well, I know different teams, but I'm saying they should have a playoff between the two.
No, they're two totally. They won't do that. And remember, the Turpin was the MVP of the USFL, and he is now playing for the Cowboys. So
good for him.
This is more. I think the USFL is more NFL style play
prep.
Yeah,
kind of like a G League.
Yeah, whereas the XFL is almost like the G League, where the NBA if they're going to try anything to see how it floats. They go to that, so I think that's what
I do like their play. I do like their their play review in the XFL. Where they usually it's quick. They just have a guy on Xbox controller, and he pretty much just designs it all, does it all right. I mean, it's like takes like 20 seconds. Boom, done.
Well, it's just, to me, it's really simple. It ain't hard if you have the right angles.
Yep.
Dude, it ain't hard.
Which they do. They have hundreds.
Yep. And then, so anyway, this weekend, tomorrow, which I'm sure I'll probably, it's 3:30, because I think I'm going to do the show tomorrow afternoon from Cutting Up, because we haven't been there in a couple of weeks. Yeah, because I got to talk to those guys, because the game will be, after the game tonight, I'll be interested to see what the guys at the barbershop have to say about the game tomorrow. Then, of course, but anyway, you have the Philadelphia Stars. God, they're the Stars, and they're the 76ers. They're all about that, all about the United States banner thing, aren't they?
100%. Good for them.
Yeah, but the Philadelphia Flyers, that's really not. And then you got the Phillies. The Phillies aren't really about the flag. The Flyer, I guess.
Yeah, but they're red, white. They're still red. Their colors are still red, white, and blue.
Yeah, that's true.
The Flyers are not. Yeah, the Flyers are known as, the Broad Street Bullies. They're known as just some a-holes. Even now, like they had the leading fighter this year in the NHL.
That is just stupid, man. It's crazy. But anyway,
and the crowd gets wild.
Yeah, I bet they do. I bet they love that stuff because they're all drunk. First of all.
Oh yeah, they're having a great time.
You got the Philadelphia Stars against the Memphis Showboats. Memphis has a team this year, so that's interesting. That they've got a team there in Memphis.
Showboats. That's a sweet name.
I like that too. The game's at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon on Fox, and then 6:30 tomorrow night. The New Jersey Generals. How about them? And the Birmingham Stallions, who, of course, the Stallions are the defending USFL champions. So they're at 6:30 tomorrow night, and that game is also on Fox. And then, of course, Sunday, 11 a.m., the Michigan Panthers against the Houston Gamblers.
I like the name Gamblers. That's
like that name?
Yeah, it kind of fits the town.
Yeah, they are oil. They're gamblers. They gambled and made it rich. So I guess that's right.
Yeah.
And then this is a name I think you would not know. I would figure you'd like the Pittsburgh Maulers.
Oh, that's sweet. It fits. It fits Pittsburgh perfect.
And then the New Orleans Breakers.
Don't go on the south side of Pittsburgh. You see some guys with Affliction shirts, you might get your head caved in.
Yeah, Affliction shirt. That's funny. I haven't seen one of those shirts in so long.
Go to the south side in Pittsburgh. Keep your head on the swivel, Matty.
Oh, my God. Okay, so in other words, I won't be going down there. But anyway, guess what their colors are?
They got to be black and yellow.
Yeah, that's what they are. And then they're taking.
They're wearing steel. They're wearing construction hats, and they're just going out and beating you down.
That's hilarious. And then, of course, they're playing against the New Orleans Breakers. That's who they're playing.
I don't like that name, but
I don't either. Well, the Breakers, they have those breakers.
Breaker?
Well, they got the breakers, where they break the tide coming in and out. So I'm assuming that's what. I'm assuming that's what.
I guess I get it, but
I'm guessing that's what that is, man. That's kind of what I was thinking.
That's it. I didn't think of that, so that's got to be it. That's brutal.
Yeah, because
they failed before. We've seen it all.
Yeah, well, they've got the new thing in. Supposedly, next time a flood comes, they've got that. Man, that's what they say, bro.
All right. Well, I'll see all those people in Oklahoma City next time it happens.
Oh, wow. That's brutal, bro. You are harsh, man. Can't be like that, man.
That ain't going to work.
Come on, man.
The city's below sea level. It's science. It's going to flood. Like, there's nothing we can do about
it. They can do it, man. They've got these breakers. They built the levees up higher. They're, they're prepared for it.
You know what place they were in the league last year? Because I don't. Probably last, I think.
Well, you're hard, man. You got to be nicer, man. You got to be, you got to give these people a little bit of love. You ain't giving them no props, no nothing.
What do you mean? I went to school with a bunch of those kids. They're awesome kids.
Okay. But anyway, so I think tonight I'm gonna be back at Cats because Tyler said he would set everything up because he knows how to do stuff. It's pretty.
He's good at that stuff. He's IT.
Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's got you plug stuff in. It's pretty simple where stuff goes.
Take things out, plug something else in, see if it works.
Well, I'm not gonna give you my computer, but he can set up.
Let me know if you need that extension or that power cable.
We're gonna need it. Yeah, there's no way we can do it without it. Yeah, we're gonna have to put that surge protector.
There's a couple in the back. So if I'm not there, just ask one of the girls.
Well, I won't. I'll be there when you get there. Remember, you'll be there when I get there because I won't be there till 10.
Oh, you're coming after.
Yeah. All right. So the game, I think The game
Perfect.
should be by the time I get there, the game should be right there at the end, if not ending, when I get
Sounds
there.
good.
So, but anyway, brother, I'll see you tonight.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Talk
Uh,
to you. Cheers.
all right, it's my guy Ben Dim and High Stick Harry giving us the update on hockey, and hey, everything is important tonight. So everybody cheer against the Avalanche. We want to cheer for our Dallas Stars because they are the closest hockey team to Oklahoma City. So we are all Stars fans, right? That's what we're gonna do. Cheer for cheer for the Avalanche tonight to lose because they are one game behind our Stars, and if they draw, I think the Stars have the advantage. If they lose in overtime, or they still get 1 point, but they will tie the Stars. The Stars have the tiebreaker, as Ben was talking about earlier, or we just want them to lose outright. So the Stars are number one, and we do not have to play the Wild right off the bat. We'd rather play the Jets. So we'll see how that goes. So that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day out there. Enjoy your Friday and enjoy your weekend. And by all means, and